Hey guys, Michael here from michaelsherlock.com. In this video I just want to talk to you about the Apple Media event that was today, specifically the unveiling of the long-fabled Apple tablet. Rumors said it was going to be called the iSlate. All of these different rumors have been swirling around the internet for years now, but the official Apple iPad was released today, or at least announced. It won't be shipping for a while. So the Apple iPad is a blend between smartphones and laptops. It runs a similar operating system to the iPhone, so it's not Mac OS X. But on the other hand, it's not just a big smartphone. It's much more powerful than that, and it is definitely not a slow or low quality netbook. Apple made a point of saying, we don't make netbooks, they're cheap, and this is in the same niche as a netbook, but it does a lot more and is a lot more powerful. So it's half an inch thin, 1.5 pounds, and the screen is really nice. It's 9.7 inch, it's an IPS display. So if you know, that gives you really amazing orientations that you can look at it without it degrading the quality of the screen. It's full multi-touch and it's 1024 by 768, so it's 720p high definition. It includes a 1 gigahertz Apple A4 chip, so the PA Semiconductor, a company that they recently purchased last year, they're actually, in-house now making Apple CPUs that'll be powering this device, and that's, kind of a warning sign for Intel specifically because, Macs and iPhones are using third-party, CPUs, but we could see that change, and it's definitely changing now with the iPad. It comes in 1632 or 64 gigabytes of flash storage, 802.11n Wi-Fi, 2.1 Bluetooth, a full accelerometer, a compass, a speaker, a microphone. What's really nice is the battery life. 10 hours of battery life with use, or a month on standby, and a full virtual keyboard. Similar to the iPhone, but it takes up a lot more of the screen. It's really nice to type on, and it rivals the size of other portable machines. Like I said, it runs a modified version of the iPhone operating system and includes an internet browser, mail, photos, calendar, maps with Street View application, YouTube in HD, and the iTunes Store. Now what's interesting is, right off the bat, current applications will be able to run on this iPad. What's actually going to happen is it'll run in the resolution it was coded for, and the rest of the screen will get black. So it's kind of not perfect, but it will allow the over 100,000 applications to work right out of the box. And you can also double tap on the app and it'll scale it to semi-full screen or pseudo-full screen. But they've released a new SDK today for the iPad specifically, allowing native development on this new device. So when the product finally ships in 60 days, you will finally have those new applications ready for your device, and they'll all be coded similarly to the Apple applications. So all of the Apple apps, mail, browser, they're all coded native for iPad, so it'll run nicely. Now what makes this kind of unique is Apple is really targeting a lot more. They're not just targeting that netbook niche. They're also targeting Kindles, Nooks. They're targeting the ebook reader market. So they're introducing the iBook Store. This includes all major publishers starting today and will include many more down the road that sign on for it. Basically what's kind of cool is it gives you a 3D representation of all the books. So it gives you a pseudo shelf. You can look at all your books and quickly tap on one to read it. But what's also nice is if you want to get some new books, you can just quickly move to the store version of the iBook Store and purchase new content. Now, right now, pricing can differ, but it looks like it's going to be between $12 and $15 per book. So it's not bad. It's not as cheap as Kindle. A lot of times I see Kindle books for, $10. But this has full PDF, and it's so much more than a Kindle. Granted, the one good thing about ebook readers, particularly the Kindle, they use e-ink. Now, I've noticed that sometimes I can get headaches, and other people can get headaches from reading these, color monitors. So we'll have to see how that works. But looking at these specs right now, it kind of makes you wonder why you'd want to buy an ebook when you can get a device with so much more with an equally powerful bookstore. But like I said, it does a lot more than books. This can be a full mobile business machine. iWork has been ported and fully coded natively, I should say, for the iPad. So Pages, Numbers, and Keynote are designed to work. They're unique, they're customizable, you can use them in portrait or landscape, they support the full multi-touch, and it's just really nice to use. And I can really see this becoming, a mobile powerhouse, because you can sit at your house and or in your office and get all the productive stuff done, and then in the same form factor, just bring it on the road with you. You can continue working on it. When you're in a meeting, it's the same device that follows you throughout the day. It's sort of like a more powerful version of the iPhone that can do a lot more. And how much is that going to cost? Only $9.99 per app. So even if you buy all three, that's only around $30, and that's not bad at all for a productivity suite. When you consider Microsoft Office, I believe, starts at $100+, and they have multiple versions depending on when you want to get. Let's talk about connectivity for a second. Like I said, it all includes 802.11n. That's just standard, okay? But what's kind of nice is at&t 3G is going to be included with the iPad. It's not required, but what's really nice is the cost. So you'll actually have two plans, and again, none of them are required. For 250 megabytes a month, it costs $14.99, which really isn't bad. And for $29.99 a month, you'll get unlimited bandwidth usage on your mobile iPad. There's no contracts, and you can cancel or start anytime right on the iPad, which is really nice. What's also a nice feature, and a lot of at&t phones are getting this, free at&t Wi-Fi. So that's just a nice thing. If you're in the area, you pop onto Wi-Fi. Although I'm not 100% sure if that means if you're an at&t mobile or data user, or if it's just for any iPad. Additionally, international data is going to be announced in July or June. They're aiming for June, but they're trying to get contracts worked out with mobile carriers in Europe and the rest of the world. But what's also nice is all models are unlocked, so you're not restricted to one service. You can start with at&t, move somewhere else, get a new data plan, pop in a new GSM micro SIM card, so not regular, but the new micro version. There's also going to be several accessories for the iPad, including a stand, so you can charge it, a stand dock, an Apple keyboard stand dock. So basically, it looks pretty similar to this keyboard right here, except there's a little dock, and the iPad will plug in via 30-pin connector, so you can type with a full, hardware keyboard. Also, a case that they're going to sell you. It fits perfectly on there. It's designed by Apple, and it actually doubles as a stand. Although I can guarantee you that a lot of third parties will start making cases just like they do for the iPhone for the new iPad. But what's really nice about the iPad is on the back, and I think this is nice, they used, I'm pretty sure, aluminum. So there's no chrome, you don't have to worry about that, and it seems pretty durable to me. What's also kind of weird, but they're including it to sell, is a camera connection kit. So you can plug your camera in over USB or use an SD card. So that leads to one of the problems. There's no built-in camera on here, so you can't take pictures, you can't do all that cool stuff, no augmented reality type of stuff going on the iPad, which is kind of a bummer, and no USB. So if you want to connect your camera or whatever and transfer files, you're going to have to get this camera connection kit, which costs extra and it's kind of a hassle. Also, something I'm extremely furious about, two things that I said needed to be in the next version of the iPhone operating system: Flash browser and multitasking. We saw a demo of them using the browser, and when there was Flash content, it gave you that little broken plugin thing, no Flash in the browser. I'm really angry about that. And also, multitasking. This is a new 1 GHz chip that you control all of this. The entire Apple iPad is custom built for Apple. And they're not allowing multitasking. This is kind of ridiculous. That's the one thing. On a low-power laptop or even on a netbook, you can multitask. I have a Lenovo IdeaPad S10. You can run, 2 or 3 applications at the same time. And even though it's on an Atom processor, it still sort of works. I understand that they want to make this look fluid and nice, but the fact that there's no multitasking and you're saying that this is a blend of a laptop, and one of the biggest reasons why you get a laptop over a mobile smartphone is the multitasking, is really a bummer, and that's a huge issue with me. Now, pricing. We've heard rumors that it'll be sub $1,000, and Apple themselves has advertised things sub $1,000. The MacBook, $999, so it's $1 less, or even a cent less, really, because it's $999.99. But the iPad for Wi-Fi only is starting at $499 for the 16 gigabyte, $599 for the 32 gigabyte, or $699 for the 64 gigabyte models. Now, I say that because you're going to have to pay $130 more for a 3G capable unit. So even though the data plans are pretty affordable and the option to cancel whenever you want, or even have a limited plan that doesn't cost you $30 a month, you're still going to have to pay extra upfront to have that option. So $130 more makes it $629 for the 16 gigabyte model, $729 for the 32 gigabyte model, and $829 for the 64 gigabyte model. So at the top end, it's kind of expensive, and it's definitely more than a netbook. but it's definitely less than a low power laptop, or a regular laptop for that matter. I mean, the MacBooks, the Apple laptops, start at $1,000. So it is less than that, but I would have liked to see the price a little bit lower, or at least the standard pricing and everything includes 3G capable units. That's just a little gripe I have with it. So there you go, it's the Apple iPad. Today's January 27th, 2010, a blend between smartphones and laptops. Thanks for watching, and have a good day.